Mike Summy, my director of basketball operations, set it up so that I could make announcements. Gave me the microphone. I kind of liked it and asked if we could just keep that during practice so I don't have to raise my voice too loud.
Obviously, it's a big learning curve for the kids, the new system. I mean, how much, obviously they get some of it. I mean, how much more is there still to go? And talk about that.
We're at the infant stages. We talk about the 3 levels of growth. The first is dependent. You need somebody else to kind of show you the way, and that's my coach's responsibility. The second level of growth is independent. They think they've learned it and they don't need any help anymore. But the level we're trying to get to is the third level, which is called interdependence, where everybody works well together. And that takes quite a while to develop the kind of understanding of what you're responsible for, understand that what your teammates are responsible for, do your job and help them do their job.
What have you been most pleased with these first few days?
Well, one of the things that's most important to us is the attitude that our players will bring to practice and the work ethic. And the attitude has been tremendous, very, very positive, very, very upbeat. And the work ethic has been very, very good with the understanding that we play an entirely different style than what they're accustomed to. And so it's pretty normal for them to stop, like in the middle of a play or to observe. If the ball goes out of bounds, to just let it go. And in our system, you don't. You never stop playing. You chase every ball, even if it goes out of bounds. You rebound every shot, even if it goes through the hoop. And to develop the habits that we're looking for is going to take quite a bit of time.
Can you talk about the inside, the post game, 2 big guys out? What are you seeing of Kenny? Looks like he's kind of the guy filling in.
In actuality, we're again just in the beginning stages, and if you come tomorrow, those groups will be changed. We're trying to evaluate as a staff each and every player, but more importantly, who plays well together. Some players just naturally fit well with other guys, and so we'll be looking for that nice blend so we can create a substitution pattern that works, that every player can be successful.
Coach, with Shane Larkin, do you know yet if he can definitely play this season, or are you still waiting on that?
Right now, there is a waiver process that we're going through, and I don't know really what stage that's at, but he's practicing and practicing very well. We're very happy to have him.
What about the Kwan's situation? Or anything?
It's pretty much the same thing. We're just focused on doing what we're able to do, which is practice and practice hard and put in our defenses and put in our offense, try to develop a philosophy amongst the players. The coaches know the philosophy because they're experienced veterans. They've been on my staff for many, many years. So we've got to impart those theories and put them into practice. And Daquan's doing a great job of giving us a great effort every day.
Who do you see as kind of emerging as leaders on this team?
Well, I think as seniors, you always want your seniors to be your leaders. You also want your best players to be your leaders, because leadership is a lot about setting an example. And if you set the right example for your teammates, then everybody is playing well. If you set a bad example, then oftentimes the younger players will follow the bad example as well. That's my wife.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
Oh, is it? Oh. She comes first.
It's actually my brother.
I don't know. His wife comes in.
We'll pass on him. And I'll turn the phone off. I'm sorry about that.
Can you talk about their fitness? I know when you first came in, you had them like run a mile and do different things. You said you tested them throughout the year.
Yeah, we always started a series of tests as to where we are and where we want to get to. We give the guys goals. To begin with, I don't think anybody was under the 6-minute mile. By the time we started practice, basically everybody was under the 6-minute mile who could actually run it. Malcolm couldn't run at a cost because of his knee surgery, and same with Reggie. In the weight room, we use the NBA bench press test. That's you put 185 pounds on a bench and you lift it as many reps as you can get. I think the highest we had initially was 14, and now we have 4 or 5 guys that are over 20, which is a tremendous improvement. And I'm not sure how many guys we have under 14, but not very many. We've made a lot of progress. Our strength and conditioning coach, Jim Crumpos, has done a fantastic job. The guys really, really like Jim. They call him Killer K, Killer Crump, and I think it's because he pushes them so hard, but they want to be terrific players. They want to be strong and well-conditioned athletes, and he's helping them achieve that goal.
Coach, from the time you took the job and being with the guys, how much have you matured since?
Well, I thought they were a very mature group when we came. I think there's always challenges. There's always players who kind of want to test the coaches and see what they can get away with. There are some days where everything goes extremely well, and there are just other days when the coaching staff needs to establish a sense of discipline that will hopefully lead to better execution on the court. Because if you're not well disciplined off the court, you're not going to be well disciplined on the court when you're under pressure and someone's trying to harass you into doing something you don't want to do. So we're working on the discipline aspect of it.
You talk about community-wise, one of the challenges for every coach that comes here is to get people to care about your team and your program. What have you done and what do you sense from the community going into the season?
Well, first of all, the reception that my wife and I have received, my assistant coaches and their families have received, has been absolutely wonderful. The people have been just very, very warm and friendly. Secondly, one of our major goals was to involve as many people in the community and get them involved with our program. So we began with doing a free clinic for high school coaches in the area. We set up a summer day camp for the youngsters in town. That went very well, and each of the 4 weeks was basically sold out. We did a free clinic for young kids in the community in August. My coaches reached out to the high school coaches and AAU coaches around the state. We send out about 1,000 emails a day to coaches, trying to keep them well informed about our program and the direction we're going in. We want to recruit the state of Miami. I think Howard Schellenberger did that. By the state of Miami, we're referring to from the city of Miami north to Jacksonville, west through Orlando over to Tampa, down I-75 to Naples and Fort Myers, and across Alligator Alley back to the city of Miami. We've done that by also inviting what we would call the elite basketball players in the state, and we've opened it up to everybody that wants to compete at the highest level. We ran a camp in August for them. That was very, very successful. We're running a youth program now called Kane Nation, which is for kids kindergarten through the 6th grade. Those kids are coming here on Sundays at 4 o'clock from 4 to 6, and our players, the University of Miami basketball team, will be coaching the youngsters in the town. We're hoping that those youngsters will become friendly with their coaches, fans of our program, and encourage their parents to bring them to games. We hope then the parents will bring their friends, and we'll build a grassroots network of fans for our program so that we have loyal fans coming consistently to the Bank United Center. We also did a program this weekend called Senior Elite Classic, which is for men 35 years old and over. And it was a basketball weekend, and they got a chance to play in our facilities, both here in the practice facility and in the Bank United Center. They all loved it. I'm sure many of them who don't have season tickets will be buying season tickets. Even those who flew in from out of town. We had campers from 15 different states fly in. Several of them are buying season tickets and are planning to come to many of our games.
That state of Miami, you just mentioned, there's always been such a fertile recruiting ground in football. Do you see it picking up in basketball too?
I think one of the reasons our coaching staff is so confident we can build a championship caliber program here at the University of Miami is because of the great high school basketball talent that has been developed over the last 25 years. When the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat opened up their NBA franchise, that opened up the doors for a lot of high school players to have role models and encourage high school players to play more and more basketball. And it's certainly done that with the excitement of LeBron James, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh here in Miami now, with the Heat making it to the finals of the NBA. There's tremendous interest in basketball right now. And with the lockout, hopefully those NBA fans will turn and look to the Miami Hurricanes to get their basketball fix.
Are this kid a little more polished than the ones before? I mean, you see a lot of raw talent, say 20, 25 years ago coming up, but the guys did not have maybe the basketball sense that kids growing up in some other areas.
Well, I definitely think there's a lot of physical talent. There's a lot of size in that geographical region. I think the coaches are doing a great job of developing their own programs, and the kids are playing year-round now. You know, they don't play seasonally. It used to be you played football, then you might tinker with basketball, but you were getting ready for baseball season. Now you have kids playing 12 months of the year.
You talked a little bit about the lockout. There's obviously going to be a lot more attention on you guys if, things don't go well for them. But are you guys ready for that kind of attention?
Well, we would love that kind of attention. In fact, in our scheduling philosophy, we always try to schedule as many games as we can that are made for TV. We will be negotiating with ESPN, looking to develop a long-term relationship with them during exempt events, and if we can, we want to play on TV as often as we possibly can schedule.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If any media needs